And Spades versus BigBadBeaver, they have met many times in the past, and I believe BigBadBeaver never won against Spades yet.
No, I think he has won one game once, but
no, he has taken a game from him, but never a series, I believe.
Yeah. Looks like being very friendly, saying the good old GLHF, and looks like we have BigBadBeaver responding as the pink Protoss on the top of not Metalopolis, but Lost Temple rather, and on the left we have Spades, the orange Terran.
So on the chat, people are just rooting for their players right now. One on Spades, one on Beaver. So we're gonna see what happened. Beaver here, again videoing Lost Temple. So that's interesting choice. Beaver here gonna scout really. Again, Spades not gonna scout early, but Beaver is with his probe close ground position. So we're gonna see if they go a bigger ground army. Maybe Spades going for his mech play. And for BigBadBeaver, he might go for more robotics.
Yeah, a lot of people have been favoring those Immortals and Colossi for either mech or that bio ball that we've seen so often from Spades, as well as the mech play actually. But we do see that first barracks going down. No gas quite yet, so not going to be seeing any sort of Reapers too early. But it looks like that standard 12 gate going down for BigBadBeaver, and looks like he's just scouting around right now. Not anything fancy coming from either player.
Oh, great reaction by Spades, putting a SCV on that probe right away. Again, great micro from BigBadBeaver too, moving the probe right when his shield completely drains, not letting that SCV get into the probe's HP. That probe's shield is going to regenerate really quickly. Spades, like last time, he noted how long it took for that scout. This time he does know that BigBadBeaver's scout came really early so Spades might know that BigBadBeaver's already in the top position. Standard play from BigBadBeaver up here. Gateway coming up. We should see a Cybernetics core very soon. Ooh, actually getting a Zealot first. Some Protoss prefer to skip that Zealot and go straight for the Stalker, and actually looking at that rally point of the Gateway, going straight ahead into Spades' base. But one Marine is already out. Let's see if Beaver can duke this Marine.
Yeah, it looks like actually a second Marine is on the way. Oh, Big Spades may not have enough to hold off the Zealot. I can't believe it. He's only going to have 2 Marines. There's no way that 2 Marines could possibly take down one Zealot. I mean, a Zealot just does so much damage once it gets in range, and I believe they have the same, if not very, very equal, yeah, it looks like they have the exact same speed, so it looks like this is going to be a lot of trouble going to run it. There are now 3 Marines, but it looks like that Zealot is going to go straight in for the middle line. Ooh, a bit of miss micro there from BigBadBeaver, but it looks like one SCV does go down. Going to try and snipe off the weak one. There, 2 go down, but it looks like that Zealot did in fact pay for himself. Spades still with that SCV in BigBadBeaver's base, and also we see an additional barracks going down, as well as a tech lab on the first one.
Stalker being chrono boosted, so is Warp Gates. SCV now leaving the base. Second gateway coming up. 3 Marines at that high ground. Really nice play from Spades. There's that early expansion, much earlier than last game's. Also, Marauders coming up for Spades. No reactor, unlike last game where he got that reactor right away for his second barracks.
Yeah, it looks like he doesn't have enough money to do it, but he does have a lot of gas stockpiled up, so I'm really curious to see what he's going to do with all that. Looks like he got himself a little bit supply block, trying to get that supply depot up, and it looks like just 2 more gateways going down for BigBadBeaver, so we are going to see maybe some sort of 3-gate robo, but I'm definitely going to be interested to see whether he not goes for that robo bay or goes for that Stargates, and because we did see Bandino go for that Void Ray play last time, but it looks like that reactor finally going down on Spades' barracks.
Another possibility for BigBadBeaver is that 4-gate push. No 4th gate yet, so where's this probe going? Could be going for a Nexus, or just for scouting. No. Sentry's getting morphed in, so 3 Sentry, 1 Stalker, and a Zealot actually moving almost slow, just moving to a natural. I was thinking it would go to the watchtower, and this probe is just going to get annihilated from the force at the top. Command center being morphed into an orbital turned into an orbital command, and then soon going to be lift off into that natural. Factory going to come down. One barracks, one barracks with reactor, pumping 2 Marines. Nothing from the other barracks. Stim pack getting research right now.
Yeah, we also do see that Robo Bay, or the Robo Facility, as we did say earlier on, he is going to be able to get those Immortals out, or possibly even Colossi. He has, I believe, scouted the second barracks. Yes, indeed he has. But he has not scouted this factory, so it looks like he's... Spades is really liking this 2 barracks, 1 factory play into expand. So we'll definitely see what he has to do with that. BigBadBeaver stockpiling his money a bit. Maybe he is going for that Robo Bay, able to get out those Colossi nice and fast. Looks like what he's doing, no, he's just going to warp in some more Stalkers at the front. Definitely a good, solid choice, not doing any sort of huge investment right away.
Yes, and we have our first semi-finalist. Duke did move into the semi-finals. 3 gateways, Observer getting made from the robotics facility. Nothing else. Ooh, warp prism, I mean. So that's interesting. Scan coming down, sees that there's no natural, and Beaver's just gonna move to the Zelnaga watchtower.
Yeah, I have played against Beaver before, and he definitely likes his warp prism drops. He usually does 4 zealots and drops them in, and usually doesn't really sacrifice them, doesn't commit to it. Just pokes them in, does some damage, and then just leaves. So definitely going to see how much damage he's going to be able to do with this. Does he have... Yeah, it looks like he only has 1 zealot right now. Probably just going to warp some more in with his warp gates. Not going for any sort of expand yet, so definitely interested to see what's going with that. Income is slightly higher for Spades here because he does have this expansion up. Also, those mules are definitely good, and it looks like he's going to throw down an engineering bay really fast. Maybe expecting some sort of void ray play, but he did in fact scan that robotics facility, so I don't know what he's going for here.
This is great micro from both players. Spades moving out that weak Marine to the back, also putting the Marauders in front, for there was a lot of Stalkers. Also, Beaver here only losing 5 HP on one of the Stalkers, while the rest only losing the shield. But here comes the warp prism. There's the scan, taking out the Observer. That's really important for Beaver. Really needs the sight up. But here comes the warp prism, putting down 3 Stalkers and a sentry. Weird, interesting choice. But there it comes, and just gonna elevator everything. But Spades does see this. Here he comes with his Marine Force first, and warping in Zealots as well.
I don't know how effective this is going to be. He really needs to get these other Stalkers and Sentries up, but it looks like he's just going to evacuate with that Warp Prism, and it does survive getting out, actually, by quite a bit. But it looks like he went for an expansion that whole time, so definitely a good play by BigBadBeaver. Just sending out all of his forces, putting on the aggression, just making his opponent scared, and then just expanding back at home.
Oh, here comes the Warp Prism, putting on the high ground of Lost Temple. This is something you can really abuse on this map. We're going to see what those Stalkers can actually reach. Actually, yes, can reach the SEV line, so that's really annoying. Spades actually pulling all the SEVs. But there's that dropship, medevac, I mean, loading up 8 Marines. Going to be placed on the high... Ooh, Marauder stim, and goes after. There goes the dropping of the Marines. We're going to see if those Stalkers are going to get away. No, takes out that medevac. And then, Warp Prism also gets taken out, but so these Stalkers are a goner.
Yeah, that was definitely a nice play from Spades. Got those Marauders in to distract the Stalkers while the medevac got up there and dropped all those Marines. So definitely a great play. We do see that this sensor tower, just barely out of range of all of BigBadBeaver's forces. He definitely does have the responsibility to get them out of that range, but it looks like a ton more gateways being thrown down back in BigBadBeaver's base. He's also throwing down a Twilight Council, so probably going to go for something like almost like the same as Bandino did in the last game.
And yes, that's what a wall by Spades at the natural. 1 supply depot, 1 turret, 2 bunkers, which could be salvaged later for the money back. And that center tower, Beaver, I believe, is doing that purposely, for Beaver does see the center tower line. Yes, Spades does not see any of the army here. That's great play by Beaver here. And yes, I was noting to the observers, Spades again putting down his trademark buildings, center towers. He really loved those. Observer here does see, and there's actually a drop here for Spades. Gonna take out that Nexus. Wow.
Man, it looks like, yes, he is going to be able to snipe that Nexus and just loads up. Oh, is he going to get away? Oh, one of the medevacs does go down. That's a huge, huge loss, but it was worth it just to take out the Nexus. And looking at the income tab, yeah, Spades is way, way ahead now, but he hasn't taken these two gases yet at his natural, so I'm not sure what he's going to do. Looks like, yeah, nothing too heavy on the gas, just Marauders for now, but it looks like, just as I say that, he does throw down the double gas.
This is interesting. Beaver morphing in some High Templars, but they don't have Storm or the amulet upgraded, so may see feedback on the medevac, so that would be interesting. But this medevac has no energy, so feedback won't even do anything. But here comes Spades doing another drop, possibly for that building Nexus again.
Yeah, I mean, great play by BigBadBeaver. He actually got his units out of the way just before he scanned, but these stalkers are in position. Will he be able to take out this medevac, though? I don't know. He is in range. He does select him, and yes, that medevac does pull off. Is he going to land on the high ground, though? That's definitely going to be bad, although BigBadBeaver does have this observer, but it looks like Spades is just going to pull back, and we do have a Ghost Academy going down for Spades. So that's definitely an interesting choice, probably just for that EMP, and another command center going down. Might be throwing that to the island, and it looks like, oh, that stalker just barely survived there.
I actually noticed that Spades does not have concussive shell, only just starting now. I think this is a mistake, not intentional. Also notice that 2 bunkers did get salvaged. This observer is just going to move around. We're going to see if Spades actually noticed that observer and scans and takes it out like he did with the first one. And yes, there it goes.
Now, Spades doesn't have a lot of anti-air. I'm definitely interested to see what he's going to do with that. Storm isn't even done yet. It's only halfway completed. This could be really, really bad. But it looks like BigBadBeaver is still out of the range of the sensor tower. But yeah, looks like Spades is going for another drop. But the food differential is just so high. It's around 50 food in Spades' favor, 170 over 112. So this is definitely a bad position to be in for BigBadBeaver. He really needs to get back on his feet. He really needs to start warping in just a ton of High Templar and storming all of Spades' units. But it looks like this drop is going to happen. Is he going to try and snipe the Nexus again? Looks like he's actually doing a run-by, sort of, with his medevacs, going to drop off a couple more in the main as well. So this forcing BigBadBeaver to split off his units. He's going to try and snipe the Templar archives. Oh no, if this goes down, that could be so bad.
Did the storm finish?
No,
it did not. 1 second left on the storm. I was actually watching
that. That was definitely a good play. Also sniping the Nexus in the main of BigBadBeaver. Oh no, that is definitely bad. That was a great drop by Spades, but leaving these Marauders and Marines behind, I don't think that's a good idea. I guess he forgot to get them in that medevac, but I'm not sure what's going down there. But we do see all these probes still stockpiled over here, and Beaver really needs to do something right now. He really needs to get back from this, do some... Actually, I was going to say storms, but it just didn't complete, and he really needed that. That was his ace in the hole, and I don't know how he's going to do this. He's going to just remake his Templar archives in his main, not even going to go for that Nexus.
Yes, but that storm takes 120 game seconds, and that's really long. Really long. Even with chrono boosted. There's the scan. Beaver's army on the side. Not going to see anything, but I don't think this even matters. Ghost going head first, leading this army in. He does have enough energy for 1 EMP and a snipe. So, and this Marauder army may just go in and take out that Nexus, and yes, it will.
Man, this is a great split here from Spades, getting that arc automatically, and oh no, storms, these High Templar are completely useless. Even the EMP going down on all those stalkers, and this is definitely game.
So Spades takes the first game. He's up 1-0, and Beaver does get the loser pick.